Let me get serious for a second and talk about a subject that isn't funny. And it's becoming more and more prevalent these days, I think for a couple of reasons. And that subject is drone pilots being accosted either verbally and sometimes even physically for flying a drone in an area where they are legally allowed to do it. Dave was attacked and assaulted very recently, and while he was flying his drone, and it left him really shaken up. In fact, he's suffering from an awful lot of stress, and he's actually going to see the doctor about it. Dave is a photographer, a very good photographer, and his passion has been naval ships. And for the past 35 years, living in near Edinburgh, he has gone and photographed every single ship that has ever been into Leith port over the past 35 years. Since drones were invented or became, able to be used by us hobbyists, Dave, as a photographer, and all a drone is a camera that can go to a higher position. It can go on a higher tripod than we can get, and it can move about. As you know, you understand, it's just a camera. So for Dave, a drone is just another tool for his photography. So Dave uses this website here, which I'm going to share with you now. You go into Google and you type in AIS. This is Dave told me this. It's the Marine Traffic AIS, and Dave uses this app on his phone and on his computer to track ships. And you can search, and I'll search in here Leith. There you go, Leith port, right? And if you hit that, it will show you Leith port, and it will tell you the different ships that are in, and it gives you a lot of information now. And you can type in any port in the world, and it will tell you what's coming in, what's going out, what's where it is, and different things like that. Dave uses that to find out which ships are coming in, and if there's a new ship, one that he hasn't photographed, Dave will go down there and he will take some photographs, as he has done here, right? But Dave takes pictures, and they're pretty cool photos. So Dave checked his app, as he does every day, and this is a screenshot that he gave me from his phone app, and Dave then decides if it's a day where there's a new ship or a ship he maybe hasn't photographed for a long time that has come in, or there's maybe something interesting happening down there, he will go down and take some photos, and it's really for Dave's own use. One day, a few weeks ago, Dave checked his website and discovered a French ship that was in there that he hadn't photographed, so he decided to go down and do that. Dave was standing. That's where he was standing, right here at the zero mark. This is a closed gate, and this is where the ship was parked. I don't know if that docked, right? This is where the ship was docked here, and you can see the distance is 63 metres. So it's well within Dave's visual line of sight. He's not going to be flying beyond it. And Dave took off and flew around the ship. That's Dave's the flight that he actually took. So I've asked Dave, what was your closest point ever to the ship? And Dave has told me it was 20 to 25 metres. So let's call it 20 metres. So Dave got Dave got no closer than 20 metres to that ship. So everything was going fine. And while he was photographing that, Dave was approached by 4 French sailors who started bawling and shouting at them, shouting terrorist at him, waving their hands, telling them to stop. Now, they had come onto public land to do this, because what they did then is one of them gave Dave a couple of punches in his shoulder. Dave's left with the bruises there, and Dave thinks he may possibly have a cracked collarbone. An argument went on for about 15 minutes with the 4 French sailors refusing to let Dave leave the area. Basically, falsely imprisoning him, until a Land Rover screeched up and there was a female officer who shouted something at the sailors, and the sailors then left Dave alone. When Dave was punched, Dave immediately phoned 999. The police on the other end of the line told him to wait there and they would come. So Dave's told them he's surrounded before hostile French sailors who have assaulted him, and he's in fear, possibly of his life. The police told him they'll be there, and Dave waits for the police to arrive. And Dave waits for the police to arrive, and Dave waits for the police to arrive. So after 3 hours of waiting for the police to arrive, Dave is really shaken up. He's in serious pain, thinks his collarbone may be broken, goes home. About 10:15 at night, the police turned up to Dave's door. They told Dave that they had been to Leithport and spoken to the 4 sailors. 3 of them denied everything, and 1 of them had admitted that he punched Dave. They had assaulted Dave. So the police told Dave that they had charged him. They charged the sailor. They asked to see Dave's wounds, and Dave lifted his t-shirt, and Dave showed the police officers these bruises. Now, these were police officers, not police doctors, just a couple of cops. One of them is called PC Hamilton. I don't know his number. Dave didn't give me his number, but his name's PC Hamilton. And PC Hamilton said to Dave, it's just superficial. It's nothing. So Dave's got a possible fractured collarbone here. Distinct bruises. It looks like 3 punches to me. And the police have told him it's just superficial. They didn't get a police take Dave so that a police doctor could examine him, and they didn't take him to the hospital so he could be examined there. What they did do is they charged Dave with reckless endangerment. And they did that because the sailors told the police that Dave had flown his drone within 15 metres of the ship, and their drone alarm warning system had gone off. It was never within 15 metres. And Dave has sent me the actual log of the flight, the DJI log, that will show the exact path of his flight. I'm telling you now that Dave did not come within within 15 metres, causing the ship's drone alarm system to go off. It didn't happen. Dave has now been charged with reckless endangerment, and 1 of the sailors has been charged with assault. Where is the sailor? The sailor is on his ship somewhere in the water on planet Earth. That's where he is. So what the police now have is, rubbing their hands with glee, they have a possible, we're going to get a tick in our box here because we've got a drone guy with reckless endangerment. They went off from Dave's home telling them that he was charged with reckless endangerment and that 1 of the sailors was charged with assault, of the email that Dave sent to the police. And this is it here. In the email, Dave's pointing out what the rules and regulations are from the CAA about flying a sub 250 gram drone. Dave's explaining what's legal and what's not legal, and Dave is explaining here exactly why everything that he did was perfectly legal. So, Dave got a response from the police. The response was that PC Hamilton's away on holiday, mate. He'll contact you when he gets back. Dave said, well, when's he back? He's away for about 3 weeks. So Dave is now in a situation where he has been assaulted, clearly been assaulted. The police have charged him with reckless endangerment. He's now going to sit and have to wait till, I think it's the 27th of May, that this PC Hamilton is back on duty. And Dave's got to sit and wait, stressed out his box, worried that he's going to be arrested and have to go up in the dock facing a reckless endangerment charge, while PC Hamilton's off sunning himself in Corfu or somewhere.